me, Aldrin St-Pierre, and this is what's leading the bulletin this hour. The National Union of Mineworkers mourns the passing of its General Secretary, David Sipunzi. He died on Friday morning at his Johannesburg home. Circumstances surrounding his death are not yet known. Sipunzi joined the mining industry in 1985, working for Harmony, and in that same year he was recruited to the union. Joining us on the line for more on the passing of Sipunzi is the NUM's Deputy General Secretary, William Mabapa. Good afternoon and welcome to the agenda. Can you just quickly tell us, in terms of the information that has come from the family, what has the family said about the post-mortem, and condolences to you and the rest of your NUM members?
Let me confirm that yes, indeed our General Secretary has passed away. We have not yet received any post-mortem results from the family. We interacted with the family, and we do have a meeting with them on Monday to finalize the arrangements. Yeah, let me just say that we have not yet received any post-mortem results, because in the morning when we talked to them, they were saying that they have not yet received the results also. But immediately they get them, they will inform us.
But was it natural causes? Do you know by any chance?
Yeah, let me just explain it that he started to have some problems on Tuesday. On Monday, he was in the office, he was fine. And on Tuesday, he started not to feel okay. And then on Wednesday, we went to the doctor, and they simultaneously tested him for COVID. And then on Thursday, he got the results. The results are negative for COVID. That one I can confirm, because that is what, up to so far, what the family informed us, that he got the results on Thursday, and they were negative for COVID. So, yeah, that is why I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, it was just a short illness, because, like I'm saying, on Monday he was in the office. There was no problems. He only started to feel on Tuesday, and then he went to a doctor on Wednesday. So, unfortunately, yesterday, it was tough for him. And then when they tried to take him to the hospital, unfortunately, he passed away before they can even reach the hospital.
So when you meet the family on Monday, what would the purpose of that meeting be?
The purpose of the meeting on Monday is for us to arrange firstly for the funeral, but obviously from the union side, we will then be requesting them that we arrange a memorial service before the funeral. So I think, yes, we'll then be discussing the issue of the funeral and the memorial service.
Lots of tributes also pouring in, including from the Thabo Mbeki Foundation. What is it that you would say stood out for you about your General Secretary?
Yeah, no, we received the condolences from the Thabo Mbeki Foundation, but let me just confirm that we really received the condolences from as many organizations as possible. So I do not want to be for a head that maybe we are just isolating others against others. So we did receive a lot of condolences from many organizations.
Sure. I'm now asking that in terms of your working relationship with Mr. Sipunzi, what was that like? What is it that you can tell us about his work ethic as well as his contribution to workers' rights?
Let me confirm that when I joined the National Executive Committee in 2002, one of the regional secretaries that I met at the NEC was Comrade Sipunzi when he was the regional secretary of Free State. So I started to serve with him as a National Executive Committee member from 2002 up until today. We served as the National Executive Committee when I joined the National Executive Committee in 2002. And then from 2002, we then, we contested in 2012. In organizations we have got what we call lineups. In 2012, he was with me on the same lineup when we were contesting, and then he was contesting as a deputy president, and then I was contesting as a deputy general secretary. And then in 2015, then in our own corps, because I was in the same corps with him, we then agreed that because he's older than me, he's the one that will then contest as a general secretary, then I will continue to contest as a deputy general secretary. And that is the Congress that we then get elected in. I'm just trying to show that I'm sure some of those issues that I'm raising, it just shows that, yes, we were in the same groupings politically. We were understanding the same principles organizationally. We were working as a team. I was his deputy from 2015. When he was we were re-elected in 2018 at the Congress in 2018. He was re-elected as the General Secretary. I was re-elected as the Deputy General Secretary. I will take it that we were supposed to then be going to the Congress next year, which because of COVID has been postponed to 2022 because we were supposed to have regional conferences this year in 2020, which they were postponed to 2021 so that the regional conferences can take place there. So I take it that it was a process that was to unfold through the leadership of the regions, and but I can confirm that our relationship as a Deputy General Secretary was very good.
Yeah. Have the officials of the NUM met yet to decide on what will happen now that there is this vacancy that has been created? And as you've just indicated now, that the elective Congress will now be held in 2022 instead of 2021. So who will be filling that vacancy?
No, I think that was the decision that was taken in August when we start to have the NEC after COVID in August. We were, by that time, regions were supposed to, constitutionally, the regions were due for the congresses, their conferences. As you know, we don't have provinces, we do have regions, because our demarcation is a little bit different. So that decision was the decision that was taken by the National Executive Committee, obviously. That shifted all the conferences, that shifted the branch conferences, that because when the COVID comes, branches were supposed to have concluded their own regional conferences. Regions were supposed to have went to the regional conferences after June this year. Now, because our branches did not complete with their regional branch conferences, then the NEC took a decision that all conferences will have to be extended by 12 months. So that is why I'm saying that it is not the decision of because Comrade Sipunzi passed on. It is a decision that was there far in August. I was just illustrating that we were supposed to go to a Congress next year that will have been postponed in August, not by the incident. So we did have a meeting of the officials, office bearers, today in the morning via Zoom. We have agreed that we are going to call a National Executive Committee on Tuesday so that the National Executive Committee must then give us guidelines as to what must we do. But like I've also mentioned, that probably by then we will have met with the family, will have in principle discussed and agreed with the family in terms of the memorial service, and then obviously they will then be informed us of the funeral, because we take it that for the memorial service we must engage them with a proposal, but for the funeral, obviously, they are the ones that must give us the marching orders as to when will be the funeral, where, because we must know that originally, Comrade Sipunzi comes from Eastern Cape. He has got a house in Velkom because he worked in Velkom in Harmony for many years. So he apparently has a house in Johannesburg. So it is the family that will then tell us that where is the funeral going to take place amongst the three areas that Comrade Sipunzi is having houses. So the family will then tell us that when will be the funeral and where.
Okay. How would you say his description of the NUM was, considering that the union was once the biggest affiliate of COSATU, and at some point it almost seems that it has lost its power, it's probably lost its influence as well, and the likes of Nehao taking over that position of being the biggest affiliate of COSATU. Do you think that the NUM was on an upward trajectory under his leadership?
Yeah, I think for those that understand that the history, we will all know that the problems of NUM started in 2012, and I'm sure in 2012 we are all aware that the Comrade Sipunzi was the regional secretary of Free State, and that is where the membership of NUM moved from 300 and something, 312 to be precise, to between 160 to 170. Yeah, I will take it that to me, I can confirm that during his term of office, the membership of NUM did not decline. But I can also confirm that during his leadership, we got a lot of challenges, and majority of those challenges were not losing the members to any rival union. We lost a lot of membership because of retrenchment. But I can confirm that from 2015 to date, the membership of NUM is still between 160 and 170,000. So we did not have a substantial growth, but we also did not decline. So I think the figures were sustained. I'm sure COSATU can also confirm that, yes, our membership did not get a big knock from 2015 when you take over as a general secretary, nor it did not decline to that. But yeah, I think we all know the challenges that we faced, particularly in 2015 regarding the retrenchment. After the COVID-19, yes, we also did have some Section 189 that we received and that we processed through the engagement with employers. Yeah, one of the challenging area was the construction, because many of the subcontractors lost their contract from the main contractors. But despite those challenges, our recruitment managed to balance those figures. I can confirm that we did receive in November a confirmation from the registrar that our application to extend the scope in the metal has been approved. As all you may know that we went to a special congress in 2019 in Durban, whereby COSATU resolved that NUM must take over the scope of metals in COSATU, and then we were to then take the process forward with the registrar, and the registrar has approved. We are busy integrating the branches of Lemusa into NUM. So I'm sure out of that process of the processing the membership of Lemusa, we envisage to see a slight improvement in terms of the membership. Yep. I can just say that for the latest, I'm sure one of the booster or the contributing factors that sustain our membership will then be the metal sector, the Lemusa membership. Even though the membership of Lemusa is not much substantial, but we think that a boost of close to 7,000, 8,000 membership will make a contribution. If we can up the campaigns in terms of recruitment, I think the sector can boost out to back to 200,000 membership.
Okay, thank you so much for that, William Mabapa, the Deputy General Secretary of the NUM. Would be quite interesting to watch and see how it unfolds, the tension as well as the contest for metal workers, considering that NUMSA is one of the biggest, if not the biggest union in the metal sector. Thank you so much for your time.